Right. So I'm about to demonstrate the MovieMinter, and the idea here is that NFTs need an upgrade for the era of generative AI. As we know, generative AI requires a whole lot of GPU bandwidth or processing power, more accurately. So my concept here is that we tap into all these users that have high-powered GPUs on their own desktops or in the cloud, doesn't matter, and we asked for them to volunteer their processing power to use to mint generative AI movies. Now, we're still in early days here. Stable Diffusion Video just dropped. We've got Runway ML. We've got a number of different, fast movie generative situations coming out every day. There's new innovations, but the fact remains that GPU time is not free, and we're looking at a world where people are going to be generating 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 hour movies, custom generated movies. Like, I want to watch Lord of the Rings in the style of Star Wars, so you're going to see a lot of that kind of thing. And my concept here is that I think that NFTs are going to undergo an evolution where we're going to go from static images to full length movies. I think everybody can agree that that's coming. Obviously, generative AI is already affecting the images side. But now I think there's an interesting angle here of decentralized computing where the user will download or use a website, a client, open source ideally. They'll connect their wallet, and maybe this is a movie with hundreds of scenes. Maybe they'll be minting one frame of the movie at a time. You might have, a 2 hour movie that might have 180,000 frames, and each frame is minted one at a time by a user. That's possible in this generative AI future that we're going into. So I wanted to build a basic prototype here to show how I imagine this is working and how this is going to disrupt movie making. We're going to see a lot of user generated movies. So I built MovieMinter version 1 here, and I'll show this. This is built in Replit. So imagine for a second that you go on OpenSea and you say, okay, we're having a generative AI film festival right now. Banksy and whoever, Kevin Costner, they're all introducing movie scripts, and they need some help from the community to mint their movies, and that requires a lot of GPU processing time. If it's 30 frames per second for a 2 hour movie, that could be, or 100-minute movie, that could be 180,000 frames. That's a lot of GPU processing time. So we're going to ask the community on OpenSea to help us mint these frames by running generative AI models locally on their local devices. And they might go to OpenSea, download this OpenSea MovieMinter client, something like this. It doesn't have to be OpenSea. And they'll get some framework like this. And you could imagine, like, okay, I just made this movie up. We've got this movie here. Who's the director? Oh, it's Kevin Costner. In this case, it's me, Rex St. John. And then you might have a script like, this is a 2 hour script, and you can read, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like, why wouldn't I want to help out there? And then, some instructions about how it works, and then maybe some details about like what the prompt is, what prompts are used. And then they're going to have this opportunity to mint one of these scenes. Now, this is going to be super valuable because if I, as a user, can mint, a scene in a AAA quality Kevin Costner, whatever movie, uh, then I can later be eligible to get paid when this movie is assembled and played as a full length movie. So on my download on my home client, I'll go and I'll say, okay, here's a bunch of scenes. All right, scene one, I just made this movie up. Something, you're in this faraway land with the samurai, and like there's a castle with cherry blossoms, and nobody's minted this yet. So I'm gonna go ahead, assuming I connected my wallet. I'm gonna connect my wallet. You know how that works. I'm not gonna bother. So I connect my wallet, and I'm gonna go mint this screen. This, we're all familiar with how this works from the prior era of NFTs and airdrops. So I'm gonna go say, all right, I believe this scene has value. I'm gonna mint it. So right now, this is making calls on the back end to a generative AI service, or it could be running locally. And now I've got my generated movie, so I can watch this and be like, oh, and like in the future, keep in mind that this AI technology is moving quickly. In the future, I might be capable of generating a 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes segment based on, if I've got a high powered consumer machine. And then, all right, so that's a pretty cool movie. It's just like, whatever camera details. I'm gonna add that to my wallet. All right, so now that movie NFT is mine, and I can go through this systematically, and like, okay, here's some scene. Here's a description about what happens in the scene. I'm gonna mint this. Running, this is obviously a demo. All right, so I can watch my movie here, and some action from this scene. I'm gonna add that to my wallet. So now I've got this generative AI movie NFT that's been added to my wallet. Now, over the course of a minting, this is just a demo where I only have 8 scenes or eight movie clips. But in a full length cinematic production, it could be AAA quality, Marvel quality, Lord of the Rings, whatever. This could be, a fully built out scene. And I, as somebody with a GPU, I can go in and mint, mint as many of these movie clips. Now, once all these clips are minted, whoever's the director or producer, uh, they can then all this will be stitched together, so I can come and watch my movie, and then like this is just a slideshow for now, but in the future, once all these movie clips are minted, then somebody can come and plug in their wallet and pay like, maybe they pay like a penny or something, and they can watch the full movie that's been stitched together. So just imagine that all these movie clips are edited into a seamless film with sound and audio. And then if you as a user helped contribute GPU cycles to this, and you're holding a movie clip in your wallet, you get paid a commission. It's kind of like decentralized Netflix. So that's kind of my vision for how movie minting and generative AI and NFT movie clips are going to work. And that's it.